Good day, everybody. Hey, just going for a jog in the morning and decided to go for a nature walk as well too. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I experienced in my network marketing business. And pardon me if I look around, and I'll be switching the camera around so you can see where I'm going. But I wanted to talk to you today about something that happened to me when I was first getting started in network marketing, and it continues to happen today. I get this pitch from people, hey, you join mine and I'll join yours as far as the company is concerned. Now, obviously, I've been around for a long time. I have a lot of contacts and so on, and I get that all the time, probably 2 or 3, 4 times a week as far as that. Hey, just send me your list and I'll take care of it. And I'll go in and I'll mark them paid, and I'll sign them up and do the closing and all that kind of stuff. I got to tell you, folks, it hasn't really worked for me. Let me just switch this around here so you can see where I'm going. Kind of enjoy the scenery a little bit, and that never really worked for me. I'll join your company, you join mine, and I found that, and I tried it many times, it's just a waste of time. Waste a lot of money for me, and never really became fruitful as far as making money. So, you got to be focused on your business. Nothing wrong with joining a few different businesses as far as you actually doing it, like a portfolio technique, but you got to make sure that you can handle doing that. You got to make sure that you can handle doing that portfolio technique where you have a primary company, one that you do, and then maybe you have another program or 2 or 3 programs that you do that are different dollar amounts, different price levels, and maybe a different product altogether. So say, for instance, I'll use some of my companies for example that I have, some of my websites. Now, say if you join a phone broadcasting program, which is phonebroadcastclub.com, which is your tool, okay, your tool to promote, that's phone broadcasting. Then you have a scraping tool, which is a complement to that, which is Easy One Up or Extract Master, which are both income programs, right? So they're complementary to each other. And then you're joining, something else that is a regular program that you can go out and you can build a business, okay? So as far as your regular product-based program and not so much a tool-based program. This is actually in the marsh areas, okay, and kind of cool actually. Hope you're enjoying the scenery, folks. So if you're doing the portfolio technique and you're doing complementary programs, so there's a few different ways to look at it. You're doing complementary programs that are not conflicting with each other, okay, and or you're doing different programs that have different price points, okay. Now the reason why you might want to do that is, say that you're doing a high-end program, okay, a high-end program. What I mean by high-end program means a program that costs a lot of money to get started, okay. Now a lot of money to you might be $500. A high-end program for many people is thousands of dollars, $3,500, $7,000, that kind of thing. I have a program that I'm launching soon called thecashsecret.com, which is a very high-end program. Okay, it starts at $200, goes to $7,000. So that is a high-end program, but you might be doing another program that's a high-end program. So now you might want to have a different complementary product that'll be able to go in and give a person an alternative dollar amount to come in. So say they can't afford to come in at the price point that you want, say $3,500 on the program that you're talking about. Well, now you can say, well, if that's a problem, then you can come into something less, okay? Now let me give you a different example. Let's say that you have a lower end program, but maybe for some people it's a lot. Say you have a $200 program that you have that it costs $200 to $300 to come on board, and you just can't get the person to come on board because it's just too much money for them. Well, maybe you have something that's $25, $50, and so on. What I would say to them is something like this: hey, Mr. Prospect or Miss Prospect, other than the money, is there anything else that's stopping you from joining the program? And because you want to clarify that, you want to find out if that's the only reason why they're not joining your program. Is that the only reason why? Well, if they say, yeah, if the money wasn't a problem, then I would come on board. You say, okay, great. Well, we have this other program, or maybe a feeder program that'll feed you into this program for $25 or $50 or something less than the total amount. would that be acceptable for you? So at least you can get started, we get you in and work you into the regular program. So, you know, if they say no to that, at that point, what do you think? Well, money wasn't the real problem. Okay, they were just kind of, you know, jerking you around. They say that money wasn't the problem, but really money was the problem. Okay, so you know, there's probably something else that was going through their head that they just didn't want to tell you. It's getting a little tight here, folks, but this is kind of interesting. Kind of a neat path that they have here. So again, you want to clarify to that person, you know, what's the real problem, why you can't come on board, and is it the money or isn't it the money, okay? And if they say no to the lower one, then it's really not the money. You know, there's something else that they didn't tell you that was their problem. All right, so then you can at least get them in something. So it's better to get them into something that's less. Okay, it's better to get them into something that's less than not to get them at all. Okay, you put your time and effort and your money into your program and your marketing efforts, and so rather than saying, hey, I can't help you, Mr. Prospect, at least you can, and you can, you know, start to progress with them and maybe generate some money so that this way they can join a higher end program. Now that's what feeder programs are all about. You know, I'm sure you've seen out there, you know, we have feeder programs. If you're not familiar with what that term is, that's exactly what it is, a feeder program. So, and it goes into what a portfolio prospecting technique is. Okay, the portfolio prospecting technique. So you have to really look at it. Can you handle all those programs? Okay, can you handle all those programs? Can't you handle those programs? If you can't, meaning that if you're new in the business and you don't know how to handle those, or it's too much for you, then don't do that. Okay, don't do that. So, hope you're enjoying the view here, folks, and learning a little bit here that I can pass on to you today. So, I mean, when right now I'm not in my prospecting mode, I'm more of a creation mode and an administration mode in my business. But if I was building a business, I would have that available. You know, I would have multiple entry points for different programs, or you know, something like thecashsecret.com, which has multiple entry points, although the lowest entry point is $200 plus the admin, so you know, it's almost $300, so it might be too high for people. But it does have your entry points at multiple levels, so that this way they can start out at some point. Now, my other program, Infinity Downline, only $25, and a lot of people will take that and they use that as, let me just zoom in on this, some birds over here, and they'll take that and use that as a feeder program as well, because it's only $25, and they'll leverage themselves into a higher end program, and they do that quite a bit. Let me zoom back out. So, you know, not that I'm pushing those programs, I'm just using those as examples. If you have other programs that you do this with, hey, go for it. You know, use those techniques to be able to expand on your business and to build. So if you haven't used that kind of a technique, keep those prospects that you've contacted in the past, and maybe go contact them, you know, again, later on, when you have something else, and you contact them again. And I don't think I'm going to go further than this. They got some briar bushes here, but you contact them again, and you know, hey, John, you know, I showed you this other program, and it's going fantastic, and you said you couldn't get involved because of the price point, and I happen to found something else that's very similar to that, but at a lower price point. Are you open to looking at it? Then at that point, you can do that. You can start, you know, contacting the previous people about your business, about your new business, or your feeder type business. So, you know, on your prospects, you never want to discount anybody out. Keep notes on all your prospects when you contact them. I mean, I have notebooks that I've kept, and someday I'll try to find them, that I'll show them to you, that I actually, you know, practice what I preach. I have notes that I have on all these prospects so I can contact them at a later date, because you can use that information later on in the conversation. And even if you're not going to bring them into another program, you contact them back again and you say, hey, I wanted to just let you know about the business you looked at, and weren't able to do it at that point. Things are going fantastically. We have a new product. I'm doing so well with it. You know, whatever's new in your business, and keep on them and on them and on them. You know, it's kind of like your own personal autoresponder, or put them on, you know, your email list and so on. But make sure when you were talking to them originally that you tell them, hey, you know, I see you, at least you're not interested right now, and I can respect that. Or you don't have the money right now, and I can respect that. Would you mind if I contact you every few weeks or every few months and let you know the progress of my business? And I'm sure they're going to say yes and be okay with that. You know, so then you put them on your list. And definitely contact them. I've had people that have been on my list for 9 months, a year, 2 years, and they finally joined something. Right? And you know, what they tell me, and it's along the same lines, is, you know, hey Peter, I've been getting your emails for such a long time. I really enjoy your emails and your updates and your videos. And you know, I wasn't able to get involved at that point, but things have changed. You know, I'm looking for an extra income now. I have the means to get started now. Or sometimes, you know, they say, you know, hey, I didn't know you at that point. I wanted to make sure that you're going to be in the business. You know, I wanted to make sure that you were going to be there, and you're not just somebody that's going to be there and leave. You know, and by sending me these updates, and by sending me all of these things that you're doing and showing and teaching and so on, it shows me that I have a sponsor that I can work with. I have a sponsor that's going to be there and not leave me. So, you know, that happens. That definitely happens. So, you know, keep on keeping on until somebody tells you, hey, get away from me, get me off your list, or something to that effect. You know, don't disregard that person. You know, just because they're not interested now doesn't mean they're not going to be interested later on. So let's recap. We're talking about before the portfolio technique. Okay, we also talked about, if you join my business, I'll join yours. Please don't do that. Okay. And the last thing I want to talk about today, well, we'll be talking about also following up with people, and don't get them off your list because you never know when they're going to join. And for the various reasons I just mentioned. And the last thing I want to talk about today is product. Okay? Product in your business. What do I mean by that? Okay, I made the huge mistake when I first got started, and I was so itching to sign up people in my business that I would sign them up just for the kit, or just for the sign-up fee. Okay, whatever your company has, communications kit, they call it, or sign up, you know, whatever. Sometimes it's just, you know, say, oh, you can come into the business, all you have to do is buy a kit. And they mean a kit of, you know, papers and maybe a binder or something, you know, 30, 40 bucks, usually 50 bucks, something like that, but it doesn't have product. Okay, and they say, all you have to do is join up for that, you know, but your upline teaches you to come in with the products. And why do they do that? Well, they teach you to come in with the products because the product drives volume, and volume is what creates the money. Volume creates your checks. Distributor kits don't create checks. And when I was first starting in the business, way back in the early 90s, you know, I was so itching to sign up people that I would sign them up with the kit. And I said, you know, they'll buy the product eventually because they told me they would, right? So they're not going to lie to me, right? Yeah, right, okay. Well, it doesn't always happen like that. And, you know, I had so many people in my downline, but nobody's buying product. Now, the same thing happened about 2 years ago or so. I figured, hey, you know, let me try it. I'll dive into a nutritional program, which normally I don't do because I have so many different things I'm doing, but I respected the person that was putting the program together. Is actually a huge name on TV, and if I told you the name, that you would know who it is. You know, multi-billionaire. And I love the products and the concept and everything. So I said, let me just dive into it because I like the guy a lot, and I thought it would be a good long-term business. Well, they were switching from the old company and repackaging the products with the new owner. So I bought the products, and at that point, you were just preaching, at least the upline was preaching, hey, just get them in, because it was a mad rush to sign up everybody. Just get people in. The distributor kit was like 30 bucks at that point, and I signed up hundreds of people for the 30 bucks. And a month later, when the products came out, guess how many people ordered the products? Probably 5%, 10%. So, you know, it went to prove my point that I just made, that I experienced almost 20 years earlier, that they have to buy the products when they come in. And most of them, when I say most, I'm talking 97, 98, 99% are not going to buy the products if they don't do it initially. Because they don't have a belief in the products, they're not a product of the product, they haven't put a financial commitment into the business to be, you know, they haven't really joined. They kind of got their toe in, but not their whole body. So, you know, try not to do that and make that mistake. I know if you're starting in the business, you're hot to trot to be able to sign somebody up in the business, but you're just really wasting your time. You really are. And the vast majority of those people that sign up that way don't do anything. So those are the points I wanted to pass on today. Hopefully you like the scenery that I'm showing you today. Let me turn around here and say adios for today. All right, so this is Peter Wolfing. Hopefully you enjoyed the video today and the scenery as well, as I just said before. And something you can learn from network marketing and hopefully learn from my experiences in network marketing to pass on to your downline as well too. So thanks a lot, guys, and look forward to seeing you on another video. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.